Okay, I want to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Group Corner. This is the fourth rendition of this webinar series that we like to hold every other Wednesday. And today's special guest is Kaitlyn Kedzior from Anthem. I'm your host, Gregg Amato. You can find my contact information here on the screen. I've been the Director of Employee Benefits for Northeast Ohio for the past 2 years. If you're a broker located in another part of the state and you have questions, please contact your local Cornerstone representative. Also, if you would like to get appointed with Anthem through Cornerstone or one of our other partner carriers, also please see your local Cornerstone representative. Housekeeping item, if you have questions during the presentation, please feel free to type the question in the chat box located on the right side of your screen. We will answer questions following the presentation and as time permits. Cornerstone's rewards trip is back for 2020. It's called Cruising in the Caribbean through the Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Sea Cruise. The dates are set from May 3rd through the 10th in 2020, and the qualifying dates started January of this year, and they run through 12/31 of this year. So points are earned for writing new business, both in the individual Medicare and ancillary lines and the group medical and ancillary lines. So please visit our website here. You can see it posted to register so that we can begin to track your progress. Cornerstone's Resource Center is found on our website, and it is generously filled with information, guides, tutorials, and other educational materials. All the information is categorized by lines of business and is available 24/7, including, as you can see on the screen, some of our archived presentations of the Group Corner. For 2019, we have a really enhanced lineup of webinars. We have the Individual Corner, Build Your Brand, Tech Tuesday, the Cornerstone Corner, and the Group Corner, which you are attending now. Please take time to register for all these upcoming sessions found on your website. All these webinars are designed to help your agency, help your business grow. And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Kaitlyn from Anthem. She will be presenting updates on the SOCA MEWA, Transitional Relief, and ACA plans, also an overview of GeoBlue. Kaitlyn?
Thank you, Gregg, and thank you everyone for taking some time out this morning to get some updates on Anthem. I'm going to go ahead and show my screen. Hopefully everybody can see it. My name is Kaitlyn Kedzior. I am the Small Group Sales and Retention Executive. I've been with Anthem for 4 years now, and I sit in our Cleveland office, but I work with not only the Cleveland territory of Columbus, but I also work with Toledo and Lima and Findlay. So you may have seen my name, and I work in close proximity with Gregg and Kim and their teams. I am going to go over some things when it comes to small group updates for Anthem specifically. You know, small group, it's a very interesting segment. I think we can all agree, and things have changed, I know, a lot over the last 5-10 years in this segment. So there's constantly being updates to the products and just the way that everything is working. So the first thing that I definitely wanted to go over was transitional relief, because I know that's always a hot topic. We actually just found out last week that CMS did extend transitional relief. So let's take it back a little bit. When I first was interviewing for this position, my manager, Lori Canine, was talking about the differences in the products, and she said, you know, you're going to have to know the old way, which is the grandmothering, and you're going to have to learn the new way, which is ACA. But she said, don't worry, as of October 1st, 2016, grandmothering will be going away, and we will only, you know, be moving forward with ACA at that point. Well, you know, here we stand, 2019, we still have grandmothered groups, we still have transitional relief, And last week we did get notified that CMS is extending the transitional relief. So our grandmothered block, I'm assuming most of you guys have at least a couple groups with us still. That block is relatively large still. So we're very happy at Anthem about that. I'm sure other carriers are as well, that this will be renewed for another year. Once we get more information, usually that's July, August, we will send that out to Cornerstone to make them aware of how we're going to be handling those renewals. But we do plan on providing another year of the grandmothered plan designs for those groups. So stay tuned for that. But we were very excited. We found that out relatively earlier this year than we did last year. So we can kind of come up with a plan to move forward with those grandmothered renewals. So I want to do a brief overview on what I like to call our golden child product. It is our SOCA MEWA plan. A little preface as well. If you are not, if you have not been trained on this product, please reach out to your broker advisor. You do have access to this product working through Cornerstone. You just have to be trained. And I know that we're working on doing a webinar in the next month or so. I'm sure you're going to find out more information on that. But if you do have questions, please reach out to your broker advisor if you're not yet trained on this product. We rolled out our SOCA MEWA benefit plan May of 2016. It's something that Jane Peterson, my RVP, and a whole team worked on for 3+ years before we rolled it out. So it wasn't something that Anthem just kind of threw together. It was definitely thought out when, the talk of the Affordable Care Act was out there, and they just had the foresight to realize that, ACA is not a one-size-fits-all for small groups. I think we all know, now a few years into it, that not every group benefits from those community rates. So they came up with this MEWA plan. So I'm just going to go and do pretty much a really high-level overview of the product. If you're not aware of it, or if you are aware of it, it could be a little bit of a refresher for you. But it really is the product that we are selling right now. This past 1/1 was our most successful 1/1 to date with this product. We had over 700 submissions for new business in the state of Ohio, which is huge. The previous year it was about 450, and the year before that, our first January with the product, it was about 120. So you can see the growth that's happening. We have about 30,000 members in the pool today. Don't know the exact amount of groups. I would say between 2,000 to 3,000 at this point, because we're just consistently writing new business month to month. So once again, if it's something that you were trained on when we released this product to Cornerstone back in 2017, I believe it was like June of 2017, I definitely encourage you to work with your broker advisor on pre-screening, because I think you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the overview. So highlights, the legal name, it's the Southern Ohio Chamber Alliance Benefit Plan. You'll mostly hear it referred to as Anthem's MEWA or the SOCA MEWA. It was filed with the ODI. It is sponsored by SOCA and NOAC, but there are other chamber affiliations that are qualified to sell through their chambers. They are considered affiliate members, and I told Gregg this earlier, but I am going to be sending this presentation out along with a bunch of marketing pieces that go along with this presentation, including the full chamber listing. So that way you have the most up-to-date list of the chambers that a group has to join to be eligible for this product. ASO Multiple Employer Welfare Arrangement is the MEWA. It is considered a single large ASO employer. So it was filed with the state as one single large ASO employer group, and just with thousands of subgroups underneath it. It is offered for group sizes 2 to 50. So small group product only. We need at least 2 enrolled members. We can't write a group of 1 on this product, and we can have no more than an average of 50 total employees. So that is who we are looking at to sell this product to. There is a common renewal date of May 1st. I know if you're in this business, we are all very busy, fourth quarter and 1/1. It seems like not only with small group, but it's every single segment somehow falls on 1/1 at this point. So we love that it's an alternative renewal date of May 1st, kind of gets some of the pressure off of that 1/1 date. Because it's a May 1st, some groups will have rates and policy periods that are less than 12 months, and then some will have more than 12 months. The way we did it this year, the loophole around an extended rate, ODI would not allow us an extended rate, was that you had to run 2 separate proposals to get a group to a 5/1 date. Broker distribution, Elite, Champion, GA, and Advantage brokers. Like I said, if you are not trained to sell this product, please reach out to Cornerstone. I know either Robin or myself would be happy to give some updated trainings. I know we're going to get one on the books in the next month. I want to make sure that you are trained and up and running and have the ability to sell this product. So why join? This is a product that is medically underwritten and was created as an alternative to community rates. So we are focused on healthy, younger groups, may cost less than an equivalent ACA fully insured product. Once again, it's medically underwritten. So the old world, the way of doing things pre-ACA. So, once again, if it's a group that does not have a lot of risk, they can save a lot of money by moving to the MEWA versus the community rates. You have the protection of being part of a larger self-funded pool backed by Anthem stop-loss coverage through our quota share agreement. Sometimes some of these balance-funded products, it's just based on how that one single group ran the previous year. So if they had an off year, you can have a very ugly renewal. This runs the same way that our grandmothered pool runs, so you have that protection of the pool. And Anthem, I would say we are probably one of the most conservative carriers when it comes to risk. So I can tell you that this pool is very, very healthy. In the beginning, when we first launched a product, we cherry-picked the healthiest of the healthy, and we really keep a good eye on the group. And, my underwriters, I have 3 amazing underwriters who have been working in the small group segment for years and years and years. They were the ones who were underwriting the grandmothered pool, and I feel very confident with the way that they rate these groups. There are fixed predictable payments. When we created this product, we wanted this product to look and feel like a fully insured product to the groups. Keep the non-metal level benefit plan. So with the ACA products, we have to, fall in certain actuarial values. So we have to make sure that those plans fall under those actuarial values. We do not have to do that on this product. Full Blue Access PPO network, including our Blue Card benefit. I think we have one of the strongest, if not the strongest network in the country. And then our Blue Card benefit is our out-of-state benefit that you could get at in-network pricing, which I think is great, especially for groups nowadays that have employees who may work out of state, work from home, work remote. I think that's wonderful. And then assistance with many of the compliance requirements. So the benefits that we offer right now, we have 17 standard strings, 17 different plan designs to offer. When we first rolled this product out 3+ years ago, we only offered 7 plans. We only offered a small amount. So in the last few years, we really listened to you guys, what you guys wanted to expand this portfolio, and we're always looking to get that feedback. So if there is something that you would like to see that we don't have in our portfolio, please let Cornerstone know so they can let us know, because we're definitely open for that feedback. We want to make sure that we have a full, portfolio for you. We have our essential formulary. That is the formulary that we utilize. It is more robust than the select formulary, which is what is utilized on our ACA products. So it's a little richer formulary for you. The National Plus Pharmacy Network, so that includes all of our pharmacies. On our ACA product, we have that RX Choice tiered network for pharmacy. So it's the National Plus broken into 2 tiers. This, you have the full thing. So once again, a little bit richer than that ACA product. This is a nice link, our Anthem drug list link. Instead of having to print 150 pages out of a formulary, you can actually just type in whatever drug that you're looking for, and it gives you a lot of detail around that, including if it does require like a prior authorization. There's a little button that you could click to pull that form up. On this product, dual options are allowed for 5+ enrolled. Triple options are all allowed for 10+ enrolled. The only caveat is we need at least 1 enrolled employee in each plan design. Policy year plans are not available, must be calendar year due to some of the groups that may come on with a short year policy to line up with that 5/1 renewal date, since once again, there's that common renewal date of May 1st. This is just a really nice chart, and we won't spend a lot of time on it, but it's a nice comparison of the small employer rating rules. So, just a little bit of the old world, the ACA, and then how the MEWA is rated. And if you take a look at this chart, you will notice that the MEWA is rated almost exact to Legacy Small Group. Obviously differs from ACA. One of the biggest things that the MEWA differs from on the grandmothered side of things. The Legacy is the industry factor. So we do not take that into consideration when we are rating these, but I think this gives a really nice overview of how these are rated similarly to that grandmothered pool. So what are some selling points for the MEWA? Attractive rates for many grandmothered groups, alternative to community rating. So just to kind of talk through that a little bit, when I first came to Anthem, the MEWAs did not exist. There were a couple balance funded products out there, but the majority of groups that were on grandmothered blocks were staying there, right? I think our persistency, my first year I was here 4+ years ago, was like 97%. They weren't moving because the only option they had was ACA. And, with ACA being community rated, they were going to be higher. There weren't a lot of options for these groups. Now, those grandmothered pools, and we see it at Anthem, there's no new blood being added to those pools, right? No new groups have been in there since 2014. So it's making sure that we are rating appropriately for a pool that is aging. No new groups are coming in, and we're losing groups. And like I said earlier, we feel very confident in Anthem with the way that we rate that pool. But, other carriers, and I see it on Anthem as well, they've been on that product for so long, and now when they go and they look at other products, you can have some really big savings, and you have a little more options than you do with the ACA, and it's not as big of a difference in plan design. That's the other thing, right? You want to make sure that if you're going from one benefit to another, we all know if the groups are getting less, they're not going to be happy, right? Predictable fixed monthly payments. We wanted this to look and feel like a fully insured product. So, if you have any groups with Anthem today, the invoice is going to look just the same. It's going to have the premium equivalent rate, just like you would see on your your small group grandmothered groups and your small group ACA groups, and a cap on financial responsibility as well. Protection of being part of a larger self-funded pool backed by Anthem stop loss coverage. Kind of alluded to that earlier with talking through, it's not just based on one group and how it ran. It's based on, obviously, a lot of groups, and that pool is growing. The pool provides for rating stability. So I like to talk about this because we're going through our third renewal cycle right now with the MEWA for May 1. And the first year, the average increase on the block was 9%. And this is before any rate relief was involved. The second year, the average increase on the block was 8%. No rate relief involved in that yet either. And then this year, the average increase on the block was 7%. So we're going down, still single digit. and over 71% of the entire block received a single-digit increase. So I think that says a lot. You know, we're on year 3, and we still feel like this pool is running really well. We're able to give those stable renewal increases. I think that's pretty stable, 987. And then just like with your grandmother groups, we can work with our underwriting team to get a couple points rate relief if need be, to make sure that these groups are staying at Anthem. So I think that that's a really nice story to tell if groups are a little bit nervous or if they don't, you know, truly understand how this pool is going to work. And then also there are compliance services that are involved with this product and baked into this product as well. Some other selling points: Anthem's superior network with deep negotiated discounts and full Blue Access PPO network with Blue Card for employees. Once again, I feel very, very confident about Anthem's network and our vast network across the country. Non-metal level benefits. We don't have to fall in those actuarial values that you're going to see on the ACA plan designs. And then embedded health and wellness programs, the same health and wellness programs that you see on your fully insured products. For small group, you're going to see on this, including things like our Live Health Online. Not sure if you guys are familiar with our Live Health Online, but it's what I like to call FaceTiming with the doctor. It's our teledoc. We've had it for years and years. That's something even that's included on this. So you're going to see those same health and wellness programs that you would see on your other fully insured products for this product. So just a quick recap, you know, I feel like this is the product that is out there selling. It is for these younger, healthier groups. It's for those groups who've been sitting on these blocks and had really nowhere to go because ACA wasn't an option. ACA is still a good option for certain groups. There are groups that do have, you know, people who are a little bit older, who, you know, it's not healthy. They have a lot of things going on medically in the group. That's where ACA is a great fit. But then for those groups that are younger and healthier, they're really going to want to look at a medically underwritten product to save some money. The final thing I just want to go over, you know, when you go to these small groups, I always think they're always probably sitting there talking to you about, you know, how much everything costs. And, you know, sometimes it's nice to bring something totally different to the table when you're going to meet with your small group. So I always like to talk about our GeoBlue product. It's international health insurance plans. Not sure if you're really familiar with it, but it's our international travel insurance to basically provide peace of mind. I think now more than ever, people are traveling outside of the country. It doesn't have to be sold as a group benefit. It could just be something that, you know, say there are employees who have children who are going to study abroad, or maybe you have a group that does do a lot of international traveling. This is just a nice piece to kind of go in there and say, hey, this is something we can help you out with as well. So I always like to kind of talk about something different other than, you know, renewal increases, right? So GeoBlue at a glance. The headquarters is in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. They've served over 600,000 members. GeoBlue has 425 employees worldwide, so it's not a small group by any means. It has been around for a long time. It was founded in 1997, and we own about 51% of this company here at Anthem Blue Cross. I love this slide. I think it does an amazing job of basically describing what GeoBlue is in one sentence. GeoBlue has been providing comprehensive solutions for globally mobile groups and individuals for over 20 years. I think that's a really great one-liner of what GeoBlue is and what it's been doing for everybody. GeoBlue offers short and long-term international health plans for all varieties of travel. This goes over the 4 different products. Once again, I will send Gregg to disperse all of this plus some more marketing pieces that go through these products a little more in a little more detail. But we have the GeoBlue Explorer. That's for international living. There's the GeoBlue Voyager single trip. So it's a travel medical policy for leisure, business, and student travel. There's the GeoBlue Navigator, which is designed for marine crew, missionary markets. And then there's the GeoBlue Trekker multi-trip. So those are for people who are frequently traveling, maybe throughout the year, out of the country. Elite Provider Network. All of the providers that are working with GeoBlue are thoroughly reviewed and approved. 190 countries and territories around the world have these providers, 160 regional physician advisors, 110 medical specialties. Our providers are recruited based on reputation, quality, and member convenience. They practice Western-style medicine, speak fluent English. I think that's important. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really know that many foreign languages, so I think it's imperative that if you're out of the country and something happens, you want to make sure that you are able to communicate with your physician or your provider. Possess accreditations and board certifications from American or Royal Board of Medical Specialties, so you know that they are legitimate and will see GeoBlue members on short notice. Obviously, if you're traveling out of the country, you know, you're not going to be able to wait 3 to 5 days to get in. So this slide is just a profile of a doctor, of a provider that is involved with the GeoBlue program. So just like what the previous slide said, you know, it's going to tell you the languages, the specialties, education, and certifications, making sure they're qualified, and then just additional information about your physician. So you feel confident and comfortable if something happens when you're out of the country. Case study. So I love this case study. I think it's crazy, but it really does show you in numbers, you know, how wonderful this product can be and how helpful this product can be. So there was somebody who had abdominal pain when they were in Vietnam. They had to be evacuated to Thailand. So if you can see, the total incurred expenses were over $86,000 on this member from this one trip. And the premium paid for GeoBlue that they ended up having to pay was $23. It's a big difference, right? And a lot of the time, when you're out of the country, you're paying up front, you're paying out of pocket. I don't know about you guys. I know that my credit card limit isn't that high. Not sure whose credit card limit is that high, but you know, think about it. Think about if just something happened. And abdominal pain. It's not, that doesn't seem, you know, that's not a limb coming off. That's not a heart attack. That's abdominal pain. And it went all the way up to $86,000. And because they had this single trip, at the end of the day, it only cost them $23. I think that's huge, and I think that's a really great story. I told this story in a training I did in the fall, and a guy raised his hand and said actually one of his members, one of his clients, a similar thing happened. He was actually in France, and same deal. I think he paid like $80, but it was going to be this, you know, 6-digit figure. So I think that tells a really good story. This is what the GeoBlue portal looks like. So it's very easy to navigate, and then you could see on the right-hand side, single trip quote. Any questions? I know I kind of went through all of that pretty quickly, but do you have any questions around anything that we went over, whether it be Transitional Relief, our SOCA MEWA plan, or the GeoBlue?
I don't see any questions in the chat area.
Gregg,
you can type in some questions. Yes.
They're under the questions tab, not the chat tab.
Okay.
You see that?
No.
Okay, I can facilitate the questions then.
Okay. Can you?
So, yeah, absolutely. We do have a question. Will there be any additional tutorials on the SOCA MEWA form fire process?
So, yes, that question, the answer to that question is yes. And actually what FormFire does, and I know you can either facilitate this with your broker advisor or if you call into FormFire yourself, they actually record a lot of their trainings. So you can go right onto their website and watch their previous trainings. Or if you have something specific that you want, I know that they do a lot of like one-on-one trainings. If you want a little more in-depth or if you have really specific questions, I know that they'll do one-on-one trainings with different agents and agencies.
Okay, we have another question. If a small group is written for June or July 1st, will the rates be good until May of 2020? Will Anthem accept deductible rollover?
We do accept deductible credit on the SOCA MEWA. If you write a group for June 1, they will renew May 1 of 2020. So it'll be that shortened rate. And that is taken into consideration when we are putting the rates together as well, that it's not a full 12 months.
Okay. It looks like those are all of the questions that we have right now. Are there any other questions that anybody has? Okay.
Okay, thanks, Jess.
No problem.
Well, thank you, Kaitlyn. Lots of great information and updates presented today, and thanks for the questions. Also, thanks to all of you, our partner brokers, for attending, taking time out of your busy schedule. I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but Kaitlyn's doing a SOCA MEWA training webinar on the last Tuesday of April, so that's 4:30 on your calendars. Please let your local Cornerstone representative know if you want to attend and get the training. Use it as a refresher or newly trained for the SOCA MEWA product. But please join us in 2 weeks. On April 17th, we will have a representative from United Healthcare giving a presentation. So that's all we have for today. So thanks again, and everyone have a good day.
Thanks, everyone.